Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today. Well, now it's official. A-Rod and J-Lo have called it quits for real this time, we think. We have the deets. Then, he is a TikTok food sensation. Meet the guy behind Nude Eats and discover why he's one of my favorite chefs on social media. And we're getting in the Wayback Machine as we look back at some of the best commercials from the 90s. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Big Lake. Good morning, Buffalo. And good morning, Jackson. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Thank you for being here. Please welcome my sidekick sister from another mister and America's favorite Three Musketeer, the middle one. Kendall Mark, everybody.
The middle one.
You're the middle musketeer.
Oh, what does that one do?
I don't know.
Oh.
Do you like those candy bars? Do you like
Yeah, when I was a kid, I would peel off the chocolate and eat the mushy at the end.
It's called nougat, I think, but I think
No,
it's
it's
nougat.
not nougat, it's just mushy.
Mush, yeah. Can I give you a compliment again?
Oh, always.
Yeah, again, it's rinse and repeat. You look beautiful today.
Thank you.
You look beautiful.
You like the bun?
I like it. I
Fun.
like your hair. I love your hair up. But then
Thanks.
again, you could be wearing an old bag from a cereal box, and I think you look beautiful.
We should try that sometime.
We should. I think the bosses would love that.
Yeah.
It's Studio Audience Day. Let's say hello to our virtual audience today. We have Mary. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning.
Mary, where are you coming in from today?
Roseville.
Whoa, well, welcome. We've never had anybody from there, so
Rosa.
Mary's famous now. And star of the upcoming Fox show, Robbie and Bobby, it's Robbie and Bobby, everybody. Hello, guys. Okay, I have to ask, that's really, I love that. Robbie and Bobby are your real names.
I'm Robin and he's Robert.
Oh, okay, but
I
am in
But
love.
we've gone through many, many years of Bobby and Robbie.
I think that's fantastic. Well, we're going to be chatting with our friends a little bit later in the show. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. That's great.
That is great. That'd be so fun to sign cards like that.
Robbie and Bobby. It just rhymes. People will never forget your name.
Nope.
You know? I'm in a good mood today.
Yes.
I know
That's
it's
nice.
rare. The crew's like, really? Tyler's like, when did that happen? Anyway, I'm in a good mood today. First, I'm getting my second vaccine. I'm getting the Pfizer, so I'm going to, yes.
Signing.
Very excited. The Dar was vaccinated yesterday.
How's she feeling?
She's a trooper, man. She's like Iron Man. Nothing phases her. She's fine. I texted her today. She went for a 4-mile run. I'm just joking, but she's fine. But no, I'm getting it today. But more than that, guess who tweeted me today?
Who?
My ex-wife, Katie Couric. Right there. There's the tweet right there.
Oh, shut up.
I've been joking for 10 years that we're husband and wife and that we recently got a divorce. Well, our buddy, Phil Jones, unpaid researcher Phil Jones, tweeted, hey, something about my ex-wife. And I said, yeah, I know, we're exes, but I'll always love her. And then she responded this morning with that. I'm now her Twitter spouse.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I love it. I love Katie. Here's the deal. I know she's polarizing. I know some of you don't like her because of her perceived politics or whatever. But I will defend her in this aspect until the day I die. And first of all, she's incredibly kind, has been very kind to us, been very kind to me. But also because you don't try to argue with me on this one. She's one of the best to have ever done morning television. And it's easy to dismiss, and you would have no reason to know this, folks at home. It's easy to dismiss the people that anchor the morning news. And I'm talking like on a national level, but even on a local level. Your GMAs, your Today, your Gale, your CBS This Morning. But here's the deal. Those types of shows are actually harder to do than the nighttime shows. And here's why. 1 minute, you're interviewing the president of Mexico. Then the next minute, you're making a souffle with Martha Stewart. It's hard to be good at both of those things. And Katie did it the best. Bottom line, period on the end of that sentence. Jane Pauley was great. She's one of the Jane Pauley, Joan London, Bryant Gumbel, but Katie was the best because at one moment she would just rip you and take you apart, and then the next minute she's flying through Rockefeller Plaza dressed as Peter Pan. Very few in our business can do that. So
What a way to describe someone. I love that. Flying through Rockefeller as Peter Pan and grilling the president of Mexico.
So again, you may not like her for whatever reason,
Right.
but I love her forever, and I do, and I respect her as a broadcaster.
Absolutely.
Katie, I love you. Please come back on the show, and I hope you're well. There we go. Should we get started?
Yes,
Let's
please.
do a show. Leo, roll it, Leo. Let's get started. It sounded like Droopy there. Go ahead and roll the open, Leo.
Is that the vegan hot dish still?
No, today is an all-meat hot dish.
Oh.
All meat. Let's get started. Tough news this morning. And it's enough to make us all question if true love really does exist. A-Rod and J-Lo have made it official in a Today Show very dramatic exclusive. Look at this.
After months of rumors about their relationship, Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez are making it official this morning, telling Today exclusively they have called off their engagement and are going their separate ways.
We have realized we are better as friends and look forward to remaining so. We will continue to work together and support each other on our shared businesses and projects. We wish the best for each other and one another's children. Out of respect for them, the only other comment we have to say is thank you to everyone who has sent kind words and support.
Give me a break, Nell Carter. Do you see how dramatic that is? We now go to seriously, it was like they were reading the death of Prince Philip or something.
I know.
After months of consultation, J-Lo and A-Rod have broken up in a Today Show exclusive. I know. Katie wouldn't have done that crap. She would have been like, no, you read it like this. They broke up. Back to you, Al.
How's the weather?
How's the weather in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, I love Chanel too. And
I love Chanel. I'm not making fun of Chanel.
Right,
I'm making
so
fun
to be clear, we're not making fun of Chanel,
No.
but it is a little like,
it's a little
very
too
big deal.
Yeah, it's a little too somber. They're an entertainment couple.
I know.
I mean, I like them. I love
Right,
J-Lo.
right.
A-Rod, again, find me in a bar and I'll tell you a story. But anyway.
Do you think they're really friends? They're going to really
No,
remain
they're
friends?
not friends. That people, that's the PR speak. Trust me. My best friend's in PR. My better half's in PR. That's PR speak.
I mean, we all
Sometimes
knew.
it happens, and I hope it
Right,
does. But yeah.
right. We all knew when that article came out. It was at Marie Claire Vogue. It was one of them that just did it. I can't remember, with J-Lo, and he was the only one who
Missing.
didn't speak about her on how great she is, including all of her exes and everyone who's ever worked with her. Like,
Yeah.
you're broken up. It's breaking news.
Breaking
Come
news.
on.
Let's move on. The chances of Colton becoming the first gay bachelor are getting slimmer. A day after coming out in GMA, Colton is reportedly getting his own reality show on Netflix. Of course he is. The project is currently in production. Of course it is. And will follow Colton living his life publicly as a gay dude. According to Variety, Olympian Gus Kenworthy will appear in the series and be his, quote, and I'm not making this up, gay guide. That's what they called me at Red Lobster, by
That's
the way.
what they call you for me.
Your
even
gay
now.
guy will take you to the smoking section. His gay guide will follow him as he tackles this new world. No word yet on when it will debut. What is this? A Jasmine? Oh, they're going to fly they're going to go on a carpet.
They're going to go on skis.
Down there is the 90s. Over there is the saloon. And over there, they have 3-for-1s on Fridays.
Magic carpet ride.
I'll be his gay guide around here. I'll take him to the places.
No, you're already my gay guide.
I know.
I mean, I can't share.
Okay, you go to the 90s for just to people watch. You go here for the drag shows. You go here if you just want to, find somebody. And you end your night at the saloon. And there you go. There, end. I just did it for him. Welcome to Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Okay, so here's my thing with this. I think it's fantastic that he is coming out and speaking his truth.
Absolutely.
It's so important. We talked about this
it yesterday. We're having fun today. We were serious yesterday.
Right, absolutely. But it puts a different spin on it when you're like, and the next day we find out he has a new show on Netflix coming soon.
Thank you. That's what I thought too. I celebrate. I still think. I don't take back what I said yesterday.
No.
To folks that are questioning their life. You know what I mean? That's great. Mm-hmm. But you got a documentary, didn't you?
Yeah.
Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. I wouldn't turn it down if Netflix wanted to follow me around.
They don't.
Let's go to Pine Brook for some pool tabs. I don't know how exciting that would be.
Let's go let the dog out.
Yeah, let's take Mr. Big and Dexter for a walk tomorrow on Netflix. Next in the dish, Prince Harry. Yeah, next in the dish, Prince Harry has had a lot of drama in his life the last few months. And if a woman in India has her way, things are about to get very interesting for him. The woman has filed legal action against Prince Harry, saying he promised to marry her. She called for the court to instruct police to arrest him so they could wed without further delay. She claims the prince and his father, Prince Charles, sent her messages on social media confirming the engagement. The court determined this was a classic catfishing case, tracing the fake Prince Harry back to an internet cafe in northern India. I love this world. This is the best story of the day. We have more, but that's the best story of the day.
I just am like, she legally is trying to get Harry in trouble because he's supposed to marry her?
That's all real. What I just read to you, real story. Real. And it was when Ted sent it to me in the email, Ted wrote, best story of the day. And he's not lying. It's fantastic.
This is what is wrong with us.
Yeah, this is why France hates us. We're going to take a break. We have such a good show. Stay right there. We'll be back right after these words. Back in a moment. More hot dishes coming out of the oven, so you stay right there. Coming up next, what's it like to be one of the best-looking guys around, and you've basically been that way since the 80s? John Stamos is telling some great stories to my buddy Howard Stern. Then, he's one of my favorite foodies on TikTok and Instagram. Meet the guy behind Nude Eats. He'll join us live to cook and tell us how he became an online sensation.
First name Bob, last name is We Oughta Baby Eats a Boy.
And it is a commercial throwback extravaganza. We are looking back at some of the best and funniest commercials from the 90s. Stay right there. The Jason Show will be right back.
All right, you should know that all these texts are real. For the text, you will be playing the mom, and I will be playing the son or daughter. Does that sound good?
Copy that.
Perfect. All right, great. Here we go. Hi, Mom.
Waving hand emoji.
How are you?
Thumbs up emoji.
What's for dinner?
Pizza emoji.
Why don't you just use the actual emojis?
Don't know how. Sad emoji.
Mom, where are you?
Leaving Walmart halfway home. Why, sweetie?
You brought me to Walmart with you.
Oh, darn. Be there in a bit.
Allison Janney with Jimmy. Found last night. Good, I love her. She's one of my favorites. And everything she touches turns to gold.
Oh, totally. And that's the humor he's so good at.
Yes.
Like, that's...
His ratings are going up, actually.
Good.
They are going up a little. You know, he's had a rough couple of years, but he's doing better. Our Hot Dish Now continues with our Insider to the Stars. Please welcome back the co-host of the Hollywood Raw podcast and our favorite member of Shark Tank, Dax Holt, everybody. Hello, Dax.
Hello, Jason. How are you?
Dax, I saw you on your, because you know I'm a fierce watcher of your social media. I saw you posing with one of your trophies, like 15 times the size of you. Is there any update? I mean, are you?
So That was actually the throne chair. So I was sitting in the throne chair that was on the set of Shark Tank.
Got it.
Mark Cuban has sat in that chair right there. And we have it in the front room of our office at Trophy Smack.
Look how fancy. Soon, again, Dax is going to be too fancy for us. Dax is going to reveal his next interview, and he said it's juicy in a little bit. But let's talk about who you talked to this week, and that's TikTok star Amanda, what is it, Cerny?
Cerny, yeah. And this was a huge gift for us. You got to realize Amanda Cerny was like one of the original influencers out there. She started on Vine, was just amasses huge following, and then has since been able to parlay that into a huge Instagram following. I mean, she's got like 25 million people that follow her on Instagram, huge YouTube following, now TikTok, and she's just one of those people that has really connected with her audiences over the years and kept up the entertainment value. And so we talked to her all about that. Like, how do you stay relevant on social media? That's not an easy thing to do. People come and go very quickly. And, you know, when you watch, she's living in this, I mean, it looks like a $20 million mansion in Miami. It's unbelievable. But she also did the interview from the backseat of her car, which was
I was going to
hilarious.
say, it looks like you're doing this mid-kidnapping or something. What is it? What is happening? Where is she?
So the video starts up, and we're like, where are you? And she's like, I'm actually outside of a Dunn Edwards. I'm waiting for my paint to be mixed, and so I'm going to just do the interview from my car. And we're like, well, the light's really bright. And she goes, okay, no worries. And she flips around. She sitting on the console of the car with the camera in the back seat, like looking at her. It was hilarious. She was just so real, down to earth, and funny. And she talked about everything. I mean, she had gotten into some big social media beef with Lily Pons, who is also huge on social media. She talked all about that. I mean, just a really fun interview with her.
I'm fascinated by these influencers. You know, this new era of celebrity, how just being yourself on Insta, and we're getting ready to meet one coming up a little bit, I mean, can just generate not only a giant fan base, but can be so darn lucrative.
Well, what's crazy is when you think about it, like, you know, being on TV and being able to show to thousands, millions of people, these social media influencers, they can post one thing on their social media and get more viewers than like one of the biggest TV shows out there. That's, to me, what blows my mind, is like their power with society.
It's crazy. Okay, producer Ted in my ear said, Dax is going to unveil the next interview, and it's juicy. Who is it, Dax?
It's huge. I'm going to suggest if you are not following or you're not subscribed to the Hollywood Raw podcast, you might want to do that right now, because I jumped off my last interview with Dale Moss, who has not done any interviews since his whole Bachelorette season. You know, except for like, I guess the ABC one.
Yeah.
But he has not talked to anyone. He just sat down with us, talked all about everything that's been going on in his life over the last couple months. You remember there were like infidelity allegations, there was the breakup, and then the back together. Like, we got into everything with Dale, and we are right now editing this, and we are going to put it out. So if you're not subscribed, I suggest it so that you get the ding on your phone the second we drop this interview.
Get the ding on your phone. Subscribe to the Hollywood Raw podcast, especially you guys in Bachelor Nation. Dax, have a good week. Thank you, buddy.
It's a good one, I promise.
Hey, wait. Did you get a ticket to Disneyland yet?
No, dude, it's so crazy. It's so hard to get to Disneyland now. Like, it's
You're
sold
Dax
out
Holt, for heaven's sake.
I know, it's like impossible though. Everyone wants to go, and it's like they're like no season passes right now, so you can. It's really tough, but I understand. I get it. They need to make their money back.
Well, let me know when you go.
Thanks, bud.
Bye, buddy. Find the Hollywood Raw podcast wherever you find your podcast. Let's talk to our audience now. Robbie and Bobby, I want to start with you. If you don't mind me asking you, how long have you guys been together?
50 years.
Whoa, 50?
Wow.
Do you mind if I ask, I mean, that's incredible. How did you guys meet?
He was in the service in California, and he was a sailor on a ship, and met him in Los Angeles there.
He was a sailor. Look at that. I love that. Well, guys, thank you for being here. We're going to check in with him just a little bit later. Well, next in the dish, John Stamos was on Howard Stern yesterday, and the two covered a lot of ground. He talked about Lori Loughlin. He talked about his dad. And one of the things that struck me, Kendall, about this interview was what it was like, and Howard was talking about this quite a bit with him, is what it is like, what it is like to be arguably one of the best looking people in entertainment, and you've been that way since the 80s. You know what I mean? I mean, every room you walk into, John Stamos is likely going to be one of the best looking people, and what's that been like, and what's it been like settling down. And then he talked about his dad, who died years ago. Unfortunately, didn't get, because John has a baby now. He and his wife, beautiful wife, have a baby. And he talked about a letter that his dad wrote him. And I'm paraphrasing, but it was basically like, my heart, I'm so proud of you, and my heart is 16 times bigger because of you. And when John was reading it, you don't often see John Stamos in this light. When he was reading it, you could tell he was kind of struck with the emotion. He talked about friendships that he's had, Liberace. He had talked about being, knowing Liberace and Vanity here in Minnesota, Prince and Vanity. He had I can't repeat the story about Vanity that he said, but let's just say they had a very interesting dinner. They did a movie together in the 80s. And Don Rickles, he's talked about how Rickles, for you guys, insult comic, one of the first, if not the first, one of them, talked about how, in Rickles' later years, how he started to kind of he had to realize that some of his jokes weren't appropriate anymore. His wife had to keep reminding him, you can't say that word anymore. But he's known so many people. The Beach Boys, he went to one Beach Boys concert, and then basically they invited him to be part of the band. So it's one of those, I haven't thought a lot about John Stamos, but it was another one of those great Howard interviews where you walk out of it a bigger fan of the subject. And this is one of them.
What a life.
Thank you.
I mean, wow.
I mean, you could dismiss him and be like, oh, he's, it's Full House guy. No, it's Uncle Jesse. No, the guy has been around. He's lasted in entertainment when people have come and gone. He's been around since the 80s. And he still looks fantastic. Oh, I don't know what deal he made with the devil. Darn you, Stamos. But he looks fantastic.
He does.
Still, yeah. Next in the dish, the Surgeon General. This is so good. Was on CBS this morning yesterday, and my friend Gail King got, a little distracted, like only Gail can. Look at this.
Dr. Murthy, something keeps popping up on your screen. We want the viewers to know. We see it too. We don't know what the hell it is. Everything is safe. Everything is good. But there's something that looks like a dog or something popping up around you. But all is good.
I'll show you. It's my little boy.
Oh, so sorry.
Sweetheart.
Well, at least we can explain. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Good morning to your son. Good morning.
See, this is why I said, I'll return to what I started the show with. That's why Gail makes a great morning anchor. You know what I mean? She can be tough, and then you handle a moment like that.
Right. I mean, you're talking to the Surgeon General. There's I just love that. There's something popping up. We don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
But
it's a child.
It's so funny.
It's the only good thing that's come from this era of Zoom interviews is these unexpected moments. Like that video 5-6 months ago where that teenager walked into his dad's shot and he just slowly walked backwards. It's and people's dogs interrupting weathercasts and stuff. I love those moments.
The Zoom backgrounds, though, are always so goofy to me. Like how that one, for example, I mean, I get why they used it, and I get why people use it, but then when they bring the kid in and everybody's head's all distorted.
Thank you. We got to go, but a public service announcement for Zoom meetings. Don't use those green screen backgrounds. Nobody looks good in those.
No.
Nobody. Christy Brinkley doesn't look good. Amon doesn't look good. Nobody. I'm doing a lot of 80s and 90s supermodel references. But anyway, it's because we have the 90s commercials later. When we come back, I can't wait to talk to this guy, Jared, the guy behind the uber popular Nude Eats Instagram and TikTok account. Next. Welcome back to the show, my friend. Well, he's a young chef putting a new spin on all those boring old cooking videos, sharing recipes for everything we want to eat in 30 seconds or less. Watch.
That's how I like to make my Brussels sprouts.
Yeah. 3 cloves of garlic, 1 shallot, Brussels sprouts, medium high, oil, garlic, some walnuts, your sprouts. Shallot. Lemon. Wine. Salt. Pepper. Let your wine reduce. Oh, baby.
That's right, Peppa, my favorite thing. That's Nude Eats, who has more than 105,000 followers on TikTok and 25,000 more on Instagram. Joining us live is the man behind Nude Eats. There he is. It's Jared.
Good morning.
What's up, Jared? How you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
Good. Okay. Question number one. Why the no shirt? And does oil ever spit back on you?
Yeah, sometimes I get a little splash of oil, but it's always like on my forearm, so it's nowhere that a shirt would be. But yeah, I think the no shirt thing kind of grabs people's attention.
Well, I was going to say, because, you know, I was going to ask you the question of, hey, what's the secret of your success? It is standing out in an ocean of content makers. So, so it was a conscious, I mean, we can have fun with it, but I would take it was a conscious choice of like, okay, this is how I can set my videos apart from the million other cooking videos. Am I right on that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like you're scrolling through a bunch of cooking videos because it's super popular right now on TikTok. And then so you see somebody shirtless and it kind of, I don't know, makes some people stop, maybe some people scroll right by.
Well, what is your background like? Why cooking? I mean, do your folks cook or what made you want to get into this?
I think it stemmed from my dad. I grew up cooking with him my whole life. Even like when I was a little kid, I was standing up on a chair so I could reach the stove and cook with him. So I think I got all my like, I don't know, cooking skills from him and techniques.
Because he does classic, correct me if I'm wrong here, he does classic, authentic Italian cuisine, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he learned everything from his mom, and I think she's the head chef of the whole family.
What does she think of this, Jared?
She loves it. She loves watching all the videos, and she's always like calling me and asking me about recipes, like what I made that day. Or
I'm always curious of the moment you know, and what I mean by that is, was there a moment or a month or a recipe when you thought, holy crap, I'm not just getting 100 views, but you look at your views and it's clocking at 1 million. When was that and what was that like?
It was honestly pretty crazy because I didn't think I thought maybe I got at the most like 500 views or something like that. But I think it was like the tomato soup video, but it was like all of a sudden it jumped up to like 1 million views and I was like, oh my God, this is actually something.
And it was tomato soup?
Yeah. Something as simple as that.
Okay, the video that we just showed you cutting, and I was telling the staff, you cut really well. So our producer wants to know what knives are your favorites. Do you have a knife brand that you love to use?
Yeah, I have a whole set of Hammerstall knives. I mean, I use them like, I don't know, 5 times throughout the day, and I've had it for a few years, and it's never let me down.
Well, we're going to be cooking a little bit later with them. What's one of the biggest, what's one of the craziest things or most consistent things people say to you on social media? I mean, I was looking through your comments, and other than marriage proposals, I mean, I'm sure you get a few of those.
Yeah, I get a lot of, when are you going to cook without an apron, or can I have you live with me and cook for me every day? A lot of stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna cook with you a little bit later. What is one of your favorite recipes? Well, the one that we've saw as far as popularity, your potato stacks recipe. We looked 3.5 million likes. We're looking at it right now. What is that, Jared, exactly?
It's a bunch of thinly sliced potatoes, and then you mix it with butter, Parmesan, and a bunch of herbs and nice spices, and then you stack them in a muffin tin and then put them in the oven, and they come out beautifully crispy and soft on the inside.
Oh.
They're just all around magical.
That looks amazing. How many videos do you do a week, my friend?
At first we're doing like 3 videos a day, but I cut that back and I'm making about 4 or 5 videos a week.
Now, I noticed you said we. Who helps you on camera, buddy?
My sister, she does a bunch of the work. She does all the filming and editing and a lot of the posting too. So it's kind of a group effort.
A family affair. Well, I love it.
Yeah.
As I said, Jared's going to cook for us. Well, he's going to do what he does. He's going to cook for us. And if you want to follow him, and I know you do, TikTok or Instagram, just search for Nude Eats. And like I said, Jared's going to stick around after the break. His recipe for bruschetta when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody.
Let's make pasta again. Whoa. 3 cloves of garlic, 1 shallot. Slice up your prosciutto. Garlic, shallot, chili flakes, yeah. Peas, white wine, reduced by half. Pasta na prosciutto. Add your pasta. Oh, Parmesan, pasta water. That is unreal.
Yeah, it is. That's our guest, Jared, the guy behind Nude Eats, making one of his delicious pasta dishes on TikTok. As I said, Jared's going to cook in just a second. Jared, what do you hope to do? You know, what do you hope to leverage? I mean, this is great. I mean, the amount of followers you have, it's a great platform. What do you hope to do long term?
I'd like to transfer over to YouTube because I feel like that's more sustainable way of making videos and kind of put more character into it and get like more into detail with all the recipes.
Well, that I was gonna, it was one of the things I was gonna ask you in our other segment. What is, as a guy that does a talk show with cooking segments where you normally have 4 to 5 minutes, and I know the flow and the rhythm of those. For you, what is the biggest challenge to do a recipe to convey how to make it in 30 seconds? What is it? Is it just getting your point across and getting the technical stuff down?
Yeah, I think it's like just getting the baseline of like what you need for each dish, but it would be nicer like for YouTube I could do like just like one like big dish or like even like multiple dishes making a whole dinner.
Yeah.
So it's harder to do that on TikTok.
Absolutely. Okay, I said bruschetta. Go ahead, take it away. How are we doing this?
All right, so we're gonna start out by dicing about 3 tomatoes, and you can use any tomato you like. There's no wrong way to do this. I'm just gonna dice this up. Then I already have some magically diced right here. I'm gonna add all that to a bowl. And then my favorite part about making this dish is chopping up the basil. We're gonna use about a handful of this, and you roll it, and then you just chop along the edge nice and fine.
Jared, it's interesting you said any type of tomato. Every recipe, some recipes I've seen said very specific, like Romas, but you said you can use any type you want?
Yeah, I mean, this is a dish that you kind of make your own, like the amounts of like olive oil, balsamic, and salt and pepper. So I kind of like to use this as you express yourself throughout this dish.
Got it.
And then next, we're gonna add some sliced garlic, about 2 cloves, and then we're gonna hold on to 1 to rub onto our baguette. And so next, we got our basil, our tomatoes, and garlic in the bowl. Just gonna add a splash of balsamic, and then drizzle in some oil, a generous amount.
This is one of those things, this is one of those recipes, Jared, that I think people think is difficult because they see it, they order it an appetizer. But it's really, it's pretty easy to do for even common folk like us who aren't you.
Yeah, right. All you need to do is cut up some vegetables and add some oil and salt and pepper, and you're already there. So next, we're gonna juice in about half a lemon.
Okay.
Kind of brightens everything up. And then this is the little secret. I'm gonna add a little fish sauce, about half a teaspoon. And once you try it, you'll understand why we put it in there.
Wait a minute, you put a little bit of fish sauce?
Fish sauce, yes.
What is it, Jared, what does it do flavor profile wise?
I don't know, it kind of I don't know, makes the flavors more bold and hearty, and you kind of, I don't know, it just something magical about it that just brings out all the flavors.
I love that.
And then we're gonna add a tiny pinch of salt, not too much because we already put the fish sauce in there. And then some pepper, as much as you like.
I do, Jared, you've got me sincerely, because I do a radio show too. I can no longer just say pepper. Like anytime I say it now, and I'm very, I'm from Chicago and Minnesota, so I just always say pepper. Like that's
Right.
You've ruined me for ever using the R in that word again.
It's hard not to say it now.
Yeah.
So now we're going to stir this up. Stir everything together. And this is where you can kind of stir it all together and give it a little taste and see if it needs any extra salt or pepper or lemon juice.
And then
this is the magical part. You get yourself some toasted bread, rub that garlic on there.
Oh.
And then you just dip your bread right in there.
Done. Jared, man, I so appreciate this, and I got to tell you, it's this is the beginning for you. YouTube shows, you're going to be big, and I appreciate you coming on.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Jared from Nude Eats. Everybody, be sure to check him out on TikTok and Instagram. Just search for Nude Eats. We'll be sharing this recipe on our Facebook and YouTube pages under Jason Show TV. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. I love this movie, as cheesy and as inaccurate as it is, and I love this song. 25 years ago, Celine Dion scored her second #1 hit with the song Because You Love Me from the movie Up Close and Personal. It topped the charts for 6 weeks. Yeah, I love this song. That movie, all about the news business, so inaccurate, but oh well. We're keeping the 90s mood going now with this Throwback Thursday. Today, the 90s commercials we all know but probably forgot. Up first, the first ever Got Milk commercial. Remember this?
And now let's make that random call with today's $10,000 question. It's a tough one. Who shot Alexander Hamilton in that famous duel? All right, let's go to the phones and see who's out there. Hello, for $10,000. Who shot... Excuse me? I'm afraid your time is almost up.
It was the first of countless Got Milk commercials and ads and posters. You weren't a star unless you appeared in a Got Milk commercial and did that mustache, which was glue. I heard it was like to put the milk on a star, it was a weird Elmer's glue-like mixture.
Well, I tried so many times because I was young and was always trying to happen. It never happened. So that makes sense. It wasn't real.
And kids, by the way, don't put glue on your mouth and say that Auntie Jason told you to do it. I don't need those emails today.
Well, you did say.
I know, I don't need that. I already got yelled at yesterday for making, you got me in trouble yesterday talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, I didn't get in trouble. I got letters of I agree with you. So it's so funny.
Hashtag blame Kendall. Next, a Geico commercial about a newborn baby. Look at this.
Operator, I'd like to make a collect call, please. First name Bob, last name is We Oughta Baby Eats a Boy.
Hello?
Collect call for Mr. Bob. We Oughta Baby Eats a Boy.
Sorry, wrong number.
Who's that, dear?
Bob, they had a baby. It's a boy.
If you like saving money, call Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more.
Oh, that's good. That's a home run. That's like when the advertising firm knows you did it. Now, up next, a commercial with a song we can all probably remember. Look.
It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life with Mentos fresh and full.
us.
I thought for sure I was going to marry him. I did.
Did you?
Yeah. I, too, rolled around in a bench that was freshly painted in an effort to woo him.
To make a pinstripe suit.
Look at that hair. That's good hair right there. That's what
That's
I tried
good
to
hair.
do, but I didn't.
It's very 90s hair.
Thank you. Finally, a commercial from Blockbuster in the late 90s. Look at this.
Straight. That's straight.
Get Titanic Monday, August 31st at midnight. Guaranteed to be there with a chance to win a fantasy cruise.
That's right. Now I will make fun of the marketing people. Who thought it was a good idea to give a cruise away about a movie where the boat sinks?
Oh, I didn't
and
think
again,
about that.
spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, today is Titanic Remembrance Day because it's April 15th. This is the day it sank.
Oh, have you ever gone to the exhibits? The like traveling exhibits?
No, but please, I know that you have. Please, Kendall, tell the folks about your favorite part of that exhibit.
Okay, so my favorite part, thanks for asking, Jason, is when they
We
have
got to
this
take
big
a break. We'll be back. I'm just joking. Go ahead.
sculpture that they put there and they tell you to hold your hand to it for as long as you can. And then you're like, ow, 30 seconds, it's so cold. And you move your hand and then you're like, these people experience this temperature for 45 minutes. And then they...
I know people laugh at me. Every winter season, once a time, I go outside and I think about the people in the icy waters of the North Atlantic.
No, are you serious?
I do. I think about the Titanic survivors every...
You're so
Whatever,
that is
Tyler.
so weird and
Nobody asked for
morbid.
your judgment.
That
Floor
is
director
so
Tyler
morbid.
shaking his head. I'm a compassionate dude.
No, that's morbid and weird.
You're so fired. We'll be right back. Stay with us, everybody. So very fired. So, we try to be accurate here on the Jason Show. I have a correction. I've been corrected on social media. I said bruschetta wrong, and the people are outraged. Bruschetta. Bruschetta.
Because all y'all are from Italy, calm down.
Don't forget, sign up to be a part of the Jason Show virtual audience. Go to the Jason Show Facebook page, Jason Show TV, and click the link. Sign up for a certain day and be a part of the show. We have a good time. I mean, seriously, yesterday, Vince, our virtual audience member, did a costume change.
He did. And a set change.
Yeah, and we had the other woman modeling her couch.
Mary, was that her
Mary,
name? I can't
I
remember.
love her.
She was so
We
nice.
got bubblegum goodbye. You ready for the question before we take a break?
Am I ever?
Here it is. No, you're never ready.
Never.
Do you have any weird superstitions? And if so, what are they? The answer when we return.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's just say that I was in the process of yelling at executive producer Jeff jokingly as we came back from that commercial.
Auntie Jason almost got in big trouble.
That's right. Let's say goodbye to our audience today, Robbie and Bobby. Thank you for being here, my friends. And again, congratulations on 50 years.
Thank you.
And Mary, thank you, my friend, for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Please come see me when we can have an audience again, okay? Thank you, Mary. Okay, time for the bubblegum goodbye. What's your superstition, Kendall?
Okay, if someone says something, like knock on wood, I have to find real wood. Like, I cannot not knock on wood. It's a weird thing.
But what happens to you if you're like in a freezer or something? Like if you're in something
When
all
am I
metal?
in a freezer?
I don't know, but something all metal. What if there's no wood
Okay, like
around?
a car?
Yeah.
Good question. In a vehicle?
Yeah.
I have to remember that I have to knock on wood as soon as I get out of the car.
I love that. That's interesting.
I know, like I'll put my rubber band like on my thumb. So I'm like, why is it? Oh, I have to knock on wood. Curses.
You put a rubber band. Why do you put a rubber
Well,
band?
like a hair binder. Like I have on my wrist, I'll put it around my thumb. Like I used to write on your. It's like a reminder because it's weird.
Oh.
You're like, oh, why is that there? Oh,
You
right.
cut off the circulation to your thumb to remind you to do something? Watch this. Watch this. Hey Siri, remind me to fire Kendall right after the show today.
Okay, added to today's reminders.
No, my grandma, I don't really I'm not superstitious. My grandma Betty,
Yep.
when she'd play bingo with my mom, if she was on a winning streak, between games, she'd get up, walk around the table, and sit on the other side of her chair. And it helped her.
The other butt cheek?
The other butt cheek. Grandma Betty is the best. Under the B4. Guys, thank you so much for being here today. We'll be back live on Monday. We have a great best of show tomorrow for you right here on Fox 9 Plus. And thank you for watching. Go out there and be yourself, everybody, because nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. We'll see you tomorrow.